thread from Carlos Osuida. Let's talk about Watergate versus Obamagate. Another hashtag is hashtag Obama was better at everything. He was certainly the best president in American history when it comes to breaking the law. Watergate was a scandal that involved Richard Nixon trying to cover up the break-in of the Democratic National Committee headquarters at the Washington, D.C. Watergate office building. The plan was to bug the phones and photograph campaign documents. The lookout across the street from Nixon's team, from the five-man team, decided to watch TV instead of doing his job, so he didn't notice that the building security guard found door locks tape open and called the police. A three-man undercover police squad arrested the five morons. From that point on, we don't know what happened. Everybody lied about everybody else. All we know is that Nixon was unaware that this was planned by his idiot minions. Instead of disavowing everyone involved in the operation, Nixon tried to cover it up. The thing stretched out for 2 years, ending in Nixon resigning rather than facing impeachment. It was an absolute clusterfuck that people talk about without having any idea what actually happened. Obamagate is only 1,000,000,000 times worse. Obama, Biden, and their allies and flunkies have tried at least 5 times now to illegally remove Donald Trump from office. And it's still going on. They illegally impeached Trump, which has never happened, ever. Obama spent 8 years governing by fiat. He simply ignored all laws and did whatever he wanted. Before Obama was elected, I researched him and discovered that he had a fixed pattern: ignore the law and shovel money into the pockets of his pals. Remember Peggy Noonan and the rest of the Republican turncoats who said that Obama would unite the country and bring about a Pax Obamacana that would see the world embracing us and every American having perfect lives because he was a light worker? Here's what happened. They all knew that they were going to get richer than they'd ever been. Ill-gotten gains are almost irresistible to most people. Recently, a kid found $350,000 at an ATM. He instantly called the cops and the ATM number. Guess what he's studying? Criminal justice and criminology. He wants to be a cop. He said that taking the money would have hurt his mother. He couldn't hurt her. Average Americans supported Obama in good faith, but everyone in the ruling class knew he was going to make them a pile of loot. And he did, at the cost of almost destroying the country. Hillary would have finished the job. The Nixon who everybody hated didn't even exist. This is Nixon. Link in the description. The camera doesn't lie. He had a lot going for him. In his improvised encounter with Khrushchev, he entirely improvised all of his answers. Khrushchev didn't tell him this was going to happen, and he piled it on as hard as he could. Nixon kept his cool, and this event is seen as a vital step in diffusing tensions. People don't even know why they hate a politician. I actually don't hate Obama. I loathe him, the way I loathe a horrible stench. But the stench doesn't drive me insane with rage. I knew that Obama was corrupt and lawless. But remember, I'd given up on the U.S. My brother and I were looking for another country in which to finish out our lives. Only Trump kept me here. And now I know that Americans are on the right track again. Obama showed that a lawless president can't be stopped. And every single Democrat running this season promised to be as lawless. They all said that they would not wait for Congress. That means that they would all be dictators. Even after all this time, most people still don't get Trump. He only won by such and such many votes. So what? He won. He's not interested in anything except the amount needed to win. If he barely squeaks by in November, he won't care. But what Obama did has no antecedent in American history. Therefore, what Trump does in response will have no antecedent in American history. Extraordinary circumstances require extraordinary measures. What I've learned is that the more people get away with, the more entitled they feel to get away with it. Hence the outrage when someone fights back. I won't post it, but there's an online video that I love. A young woman with a buzz cut is at a party. She's wearing combat boots and a military jacket and talking about her girlfriend. The video picks up with the homeowner, everyone here is college age, saying, "Just get out. You've lost it. Jim, get your sister out of here." So beta male Jim asks her to leave. As she walks past a guy, she punches him in the face for no reason. His nose starts bleeding. "What are you going to do? Hit a girl?" she sneers. He clocks her, knocks her off her combat boots. She flies 6 feet and lands on a sofa, legs spread. Then she cries. She snivels. "I can't believe you hit a girl," she sobs. Then she gets up and starts to go after the guy. He hasn't said a word. Her brother Jim grabs her from behind and lifts her off the floor. He carries her through the garage as her legs thrash. As soon as they get outside, the garage door goes down. Lady Buzzcut is wailing and shrieking on the other side. As the guy who laid her out stanches the bleeding from his nose, everyone congratulates him. And I watch that video every now and then. It's very satisfying. Abusers always feel entitled. So when they get their comeuppance, it hurts them far more than it would hurt you or me. Obama and his whole stinking passel never thought they'd have to pay. Trump is the upright man. He will beat them, as small as the dust of the earth, stamp them like the mire of the street, and spread them abroad.